Good evening, everyone. I hope I'm audible and visible.
Yes.
Thank you. So, once again, a very good evening. I am Asmita, Center Head, Jamshedpur Management Association, and I welcome you all on behalf of JMA. Thank you for joining us today for this webinar in unlocking the secrets of team collaboration and engagement with music. Employee engagement processes and practices can be an innovative exercise in itself. Music is a surprising common thread for the world's highest performing organizations, perhaps inspired by the fact that when words fail, music speaks. On that note, let me now briefly introduce our speaker of today, Mr. Anirbachan Vasan. He is the global head of Spardha at Work, an organization that specializes in music based employee engagement and team bonding. He has over 15 years of experience as a leader and trainer and brings an extraordinary depth of understanding of workplace dynamics and limitations. He has trained leaders from L&T, Tata AIA, and a host of startups. Anil will be guiding us through practical and thoughtful ways of using music to increase collaboration, change mindsets, and break barriers. Welcome, Anirvachan. We are excited to have you on JMA Forum. Over to you.
Thank you so much for the invitation, Asmita. And a very good evening to all the members of JMA here. I have very fond memories of going to Jamshedpur once and being at the Tata Steel plant for a few days. And it feels like I'm going back to Jamshedpur again. I'm Anir, and it's so nice to be part of this event with all of you. And this event is all about music. It's all about how music is a very powerful tool for organizational development. Right? So, along with me, I have my colleague Kushal. Kushal has joined us all the way from Ahmedabad, and we'll be taking his help a little bit later in the session. Yeah. So, with that, with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and start this little webinar. Okay, here you go. I'm assuming my screen is clear, everybody? Since I
Yes.
can't see you now, yeah, okay, good. All right. Now, before we start with the webinar and all that stuff, let's talk a little bit about the power of music. And the only way to realize this is to see it ourselves, right? Or I would say hear it ourselves. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play you a track now. Just tell me on the chat what feelings come up when you hear this track. Yeah. If you wish, you may just close your eyes and just listen to this so that your senses are more towards the track and not outside. Okay, so let's hear from all of you, right? What uh, what feelings came up when you heard this? How is the mind feeling now, right? So we're talking about feeling level. If you can put it on the chat, please. Yeah, I'm seeing some things on the chat. Yeah, okay, sad, romantic. Okay, Asmita, beachside waves of the sea, post afternoon 3 p.m. That's very specific, Kushal. Elevated, calm, peaceful, Sangeeta. Very good. Thank you, Manpreet. Elevated. Any other words here? Relaxed. It's very interesting. While this was going on, all of you are feeling relaxed and calm. There's also been a very interesting direct impact on your heart rate. Your heart rate has come down a little bit for most of you, right? If you feel your heart rate has come down a little bit, can you just type a Y on the chat? If you feel your heart rate has come down a little bit, at least. Okay, Asmita has double Y. Kushal also. Good, good. Yeah, Jayaprakash, thank you. Yeah. So, uh, so it's very interesting. Sangeeta, thank you for sharing. It's so interesting how, for most of us, had the similar psychological effect or physiological effect to listening to this. Now, let me play you one more song. Okay, I'll play you one more thing on the screen now, and let me see what comes up. Okay, so let me just put this up here. Okay, now this is very different, of course. Here, what I want you to remember is, can you think of, I mean, what part of your life does this song bring you to, right? So we talked about space in the previous one. Now we're talking about time, right? So from a time point of view, where does this song take you?
कुछ खास है हम सभी में, कुछ बात है हम सभी में, बात है खास है, कुछ स्वाद है, क्या स्वाद है जिंदगी में। Cadbury Steering Wheel.
Yeah, there you go. Childhood has come up for many people. Yeah, 90s era from Kushal. Go on, everybody. Put in a few words of where this took you, right? Saikat's feeling happy. Very good, Saikat. Thank you. Yeah. Childhood pleasure from Sangeeta. Very nice, motivated. Manpreet, thank you. So it's very interesting, know how your mind suddenly went all the way back to your childhood. Yes, it's from the old dairy milk ad. Yeah, feeling fresh again, Mohammed. Thank you. So it's very interesting, and this is what I wanted to say by the power of music, right? I don't want to say music is powerful and things like that, but now you actually feel it. Now you actually know, right? And that's why music has been an essential part of human civilization from the very beginning, right? See, remember we're all evolved, over millions of years, right? Now, when we were evolving, as we were coming to where we are today, we realized that we can play music only when we are safe. Have you realized this, right? When you're in a cave, when there is a tiger outside, you can't play music, isn't it? So music has also become connected a lot psychologically to safety, right? And because of the universality of music is there in all traditions, right? It's the common thread throughout human history. Wherever communities have gone up of human beings, they have a unique musical culture, right? It represents safety and community, this feeling of this tribe of people who are with you, right? It's a very deep and powerful way to evoke emotions. You have seen this, right? Just now we were able to evoke your childhood. We were able to take you back 30 years, right? And it came up so easily. And what is amazing is that if you look at human history throughout, right, there's only two things which are common to all festivals around the world, be it Diwali, Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter, whatever it is. All festivals will have food and they'll have music, right? Food and music, because these two are the ones which traditionally bring people so close to each other, right? Both represent safety, both represent community, both represent a gathering of people and like-minded tribe, which gives you the strength, right? So which is why music is very powerful. I'll do a quick check. Is my presentation also visible and I'm also visible at the same time? Quick technical check. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Good. All right. Now, music is so powerful. It has been connected to divinity, right? There are 37 different gods connected to music in some way across the world, from the Greek pantheon, from the Roman pantheon. tribal gods. From India, of course, we have Basuriwala. So music has become so close to divinity because it's a spiritual experience, right? Now, with all this interesting background, how does it apply to organizations? We're all from organizations, we're all professionals, right? How does this work for organizations? Now, can I have a few words from the audience? What do you think? How is music relevant to organizations? I'll first hear you and your thought process on the chat, and then I'll come in with my inputs. So please go ahead. What do you think the relevance of music is to an organization? I think Bharti Kumari has raised her hand. Uh, if you want to say a few words, you're welcome to, Bharti. Uh, Music involves teamwork. Yeah, we have an orchestra, people have to work together. Yeah, Manpreet, very good point. Music has the power to change mindsets of an individual. And when individual mindset changes, it's easier to change an organizational mindset. Yes, yet it can help motivate people also. Yeah. So music definitely has some value in organizations. So let's go into it a little bit deeper. Right? Now, for an organization, let's talk about the highest performing organizations in the world. Right? So let's take an organization which is very high performing. It will usually have a very high degree of success, whatever it has laid out for itself. Yeah. High rates of retention. Those of you who are BU heads or in HR, you will know this is very important for a long-term success of any organization. Very high employee engagement levels. Engagement levels are high, which means people are taking more ownership. They're feeling more connected. They're able to go above and beyond. Yeah. Consistent high performance across branches. You will have seen some companies where the performance differs a lot between branches, but the world's highest performing organizations have consistent high performance across branches. Yeah, a very steady, predictable, and deeply involved top leadership. Now, there are some companies which work on superstar level CEOs, your like Steve Jobs of Apple and people like that. But that is not necessarily long-term sustainable, right? Look at organizations which are 100, 200, 300 years old, and you will see that the most successful have a very steady top leadership which has come up from the ranks and is deeply involved in the people, right? It has consistent, strong public perception, and the best example of this are the Indian Armed Forces, right? The armed forces of all countries are such high performing organizations where you're giving up your life for your regiment, your battalion, and they use music, right? Music is an integral part of the armed forces. Music is an integral part of sports teams. It was an important part of even our own freedom struggle, right? Mahatma Gandhi would have satsangs. So we are connected by music, and the most high performance organizations in the world already are using music. And why they use music is very interesting. It's because music has a deep connection to all their employees, right? Most people have some kind of deep connection to music. It's a universal language, and it has a profound impact on psychology and behavior. You saw this just now, right? In a few minutes, when we're on Friday right now, end of the day, end of the week, and people are saying, I'm feeling refreshed, I'm feeling good, just because of a few seconds of music. But as a business, what is very interesting is that as a business, music is non-intrusive, it's cost effective, it's a really great way to get an emotional bond with the community members and employees. So you see, any organization that has a high degree of emotional ownership between the members and the organization will find music very, very useful, right? In fact, if you look at some organizations, they've been built only because of music. Like, for example, if you look at in IPL, right, you see the Chennai Super Kings, right? They became famous because of the Whistle Podu anthem, right? So music has that power to just supercharge people and really help organizations go above and beyond, right? Now, this has been also proven through research. There's a research from Harvard that said that listening to and performing music is really great at retrieving stored memories and create new ones. For example, and this happened to me, and I'm sure it's happened to you also. There are certain songs in your life that you associate with certain places or certain time of your life, right? And especially like if you're going on a car ride and listening to new music, you will remember where you were on the road when you heard that music for the first time, right? This is fantastic for organizational development because you want people to remember, you want them to reason, you want them to have good speech, express emotions well, have a very connected feeling with whatever they learn newly, right? Which is why when we talk, when I played for you the terrible song, your memory got reactivated, and you were like, "Arey, I want this is so cool, this is so interesting," right? Now let's come to a very interesting topic called self-efficacy, right? Before I get into this topic, any questions so far? If you do, you can put it on the chat. Yeah. Okay, I just saw some more things a little bit older, but let me talk to them all anyway. Yeah, absolutely right, Mohammed. It helps release stress, makes a very nice, light environment. Bharti, only music has the power to change your bad mood and make you relaxed. Very, very true. And those of you who are married, next time your spouse is angry, play some nice music. It'll be very helpful. Yeah. Bharti, whenever I get tired during work, I listen to music. It's very relaxing. That's a great point. Uh, as I wait for any questions so far, there's an interesting point I wanted to make, a story I wanted to tell actually. This is a real story. There was a team of three HR leaders who were traveling from city to city in Kerala, and their job was to go to colleges and do the interviews, right? And they've been doing this for like 1 week now. I mean, they go visit colleges, and then in the evening they take the car, travel 2-3 hours to the next city, and sleep in the hotel, and next day do the same thing again. They were doing this for like 1 week. They were extremely tired, extremely exhausted. And at the end of the trip, as they were all going back to their homes in the same car, uh, people were stressed out. People were frustrated. People were getting a little agitated. So what happened was the person who was driving, because he was agitated, because he was a little angry, what he did was started driving a little bit fast. Okay, and one of the HR leaders was like, hey, we shouldn't drive this fast. It's not safe. The driver, the HR leader who was the driver, he responded in a very angry tone, a very rude tone. I know what I'm doing. I know how to drive, like that. But he was still driving very fast, right? And he was rude because he was just stressed out and he was frustrated, right? Because he was tired. So what the other HR person did, who was sitting in the back, she was very smart. What she did was she didn't say anything. She just played a nice song on the car radio on the music system. And in a few minutes, that guy started cooling down. And after the song was over, he was like relaxed. He slowed his speed down and he said, "Hey, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be so rude. I was just stressed out. I'm sorry." Without a word, a management point was made. Without a word, possibly these three people's lives were saved because, it could have been a bad accident also. So music is very powerful that way. And since there are no questions, I'm going to talk a little bit about a very interesting point called self-efficacy. Self-efficacy. Self-efficacy it's that perception that I can do a task and get the results. For example, if you're in sales, let's say you're given some target. Okay, your target is 1 crore in the next 3 months. Your perception of can I do this or not is called self-efficacy, right? Most of you who are senior, you already know this. Low self-efficacy is an indicator of low performance. It's linked to anxiety, depression, negative thoughts. People avoid each other socially, right? They do this when they feel, "Arey, I cannot do this. I cannot do this task." I'll give you one more example, right? Let's say you go to a party where you don't know anybody, right? For most of us, when we don't see anybody, and our perception is, "Arey, I'm not a very extrovert person. I can't go and talk to people." We feel a little anxious, little sad. We have negative thoughts, and we start avoiding people. But the second somebody comes who we know, and the person says, "Hey, let me introduce you to a few people," the person introduces you to a few people and says, "Hey, why don't you go meet some more people? I'll come back." You're feeling more confident to meet other people, and you go and do that because your self-efficacy has gone up. Yeah. On the flip side, when somebody's self-efficacy is high, right, it's linked to confidence, high performance, social comfort. The person is relaxed, right? And as you can see, a team which has high self-efficacy will perform really well for you, right, in an organizational context. So the magic question is, how do you increase self-efficacy, right? The only way to increase it is by doing, right? So what do? You have to do tasks where you are uncomfortable in, right? And it's because it's something very true to yourself. Whatever you want to do to uh, build your self-efficacy has to have a good chance for failure and a fairly high skill ceiling, right? It's okay that whatever it is doesn't hurt you if you fail, but what you do has to be a little bit tough for it to be meaningful. And one of the best examples of this, before I come to that, it's a virtuous cycle, right? You take on a tough task, you struggle a little bit, you become successful. That success energizes you to take on the next tough task. And through this process, your self-efficacy goes higher and higher and higher. Ultimately, a day comes when you have given a great big target and it doesn't affect you so much because you're like, "Hey, I have handled things like this in the past," and you can do it. One of the best ways of increasing self-efficacy is learning music. Why? Because you can't fake this. For example, I wanted to learn the flute, right? And I tell you, it's not very easy. Yeah. When you learn the flute, the position of your lips, the way you blow the air, the way you hold, all of this is very, very important and has a lot to do with the success of the flute, right? Now, flute, for example, is a fantastic way to increase self-efficacy because you can't fake it. It has a high skill ceiling. You can definitely fail very easily, but it's okay if you fail, right? So by doing this, you can increase your self-efficacy. Right? So now we'll do a quick activity now. Okay, we'll break the talk with a little bit of a musical activity. We'll do a very interesting little activity called a crowdsource song. In this, what we will do is all of us will put some words on the chat, which is around engagement, bonding, leadership, HR, about JMA, right? Whatever you want, you can put one word each. And my colleague who is here on the call, Kushal, you've been seeing him since the beginning. Kushal will be will make a song out of your words and perform it live for you. Yeah, sounds interesting, no? So Kushal, are you there? Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. I'm just waiting for the words to come. Let's go for it.
Okay. So everyone, put in one word about, can be about JMA, can be about leadership, can be about HR, can be about engagement, whatever you want. Yeah. Please go ahead. Kunal, Manoj, Kakoli, Jayaprakash,
Enthusiasm,
Manoranjan, Sangeeta, Achal,
amazing,
Mehboob, Ismi. I'm seeing some words now. Enthusiasm, amazing, empathy, charismatic. Go ahead. Supravat, Saikat, Manpreet. Manpreet's already given. All right. Tony, Mohammed. Go on. Just put one words. Any word.
ooh, nice. Okay,
I
just
hope
help.
you all can see Kushal, right?
Yes, can you guys see me over here? I want you guys to just
So,
help me with one more thing. Since I will be planning to create a song around JMA, tell me something. tell me one impactful thing that I can associate with JMA. Any one impactful thing, one or two impactful thing.
That's a great idea, Kushal.
Yep.
Fantastic
Yeah.
idea.
Because I need to make a very meaningful song, so I want to incorporate in that way. Anyone for
Fine.
an
Shashank, go ahead, everybody. Ha,
okay.
management education, young energetic team. Okay.
I have enough of words, so Anil, let me process through it. And
Okay.
yep,
So
yep, yep.
let's give a few minutes for Kushal to come up with this. Yeah. As we are doing this, as Kushal is coming up with a few with his song in his mind, uh, let's. I mean, we talked about music and all so much. Does anyone want to ask a question, or does anyone want to make up interesting point, or do you have an interesting story about music at your workplace? You can go ahead and share as Kushal is working on the song. Yeah. We'll just give him a couple of minutes in that time. Or Asmita, if you have any questions so far.
Hi. So yeah, I don't have a question per se. I would like the audience to interact or share their stories. We would like to hear them. Do you have anybody has any memory in their workplace, maybe if where music has played a pivotal role and changed something, maybe?
Ha, good point, Manpreet. Hospitality industry uses soft music a lot. And yes, there is a connection with the customer experience. I'll give you an example of this. Yeah. I have a good friend of mine. His name is Amit Pansar. He's the one of the HR heads at Schneider, right? He's a really nice, cool guy. And his job is to take a lot of escalations from people. Are this problem has happened, that problem has happened. So what he did is that in his uh, in his caller tune, right? When the what you hear when you call somebody, he put a very nice song. Don't worry, be happy. Yeah. So what he would do is very smart. He would when somebody calls, he would not pick up immediately. He'll wait for about 10 seconds and then pick up. And in the 10 seconds, dimag thanda ho gaya. The guy has cooled down a little bit. So yes, Manpreet, hospitality industry really works on customer experience, right? Now, remember we talked a little bit about how music can help establish memories. Some companies in the hospitality industry, they choose music in a way that's very memorable, and that they want you to remember them when you hear that song. So they do that, yeah, and they also use soft music to keep people relaxed and chill and happy, right? Ha, Bharti, that's a great point, yeah. Music saves you from accidents. My husband helps play music whenever we have a long drive, so you don't feel asleep. Yes, this happens if you are going in one of India's buses. You will see the driver playing loud music, and if you go and tell him, "Hi, if you want to sleep, can you please remove the music?" He'll say, "Boss, I can't drive without the music, otherwise I will crash." Yeah. Okay. Good. So, Kushal, are we good to go?
Yep, I am. I hope I'm
Okay, Kushal.
perfectly audible to all of you. Am I?
Yeah, all
Yep.
yours, Kushal.
Acha, before I sing, just check if all the words are coming. Okay. At GMA, where we have young, energetic team. Enthusiasm comes with empathy and heart. Charismatic people who are cool with their work are motivated, powerful, with amazing background, with knowledge in different areas, and liberty in mind. High spirited people, we work with passion. High spirited people, we work with passion. High spirited people, we work with passion.
Super
Okay.
Kushal. Kudos.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, on your screen there should be a react button. So send a reaction, huh? Yeah, like this, like what I'm doing, for example. Yeah. Okay. Oh wow, so many applauses. Yeah. Since we can't see your cameras on, I'm assuming these are all standing ovations. Yeah. Okay. Now we learned so much about music and how it can help. Now what we'll do is I'll give you a case study of how a very strong company, a very successful company called Edelweiss, they used music for their company development, right? So what they did was Edelweiss, they have two teams, okay? The first team is the sales team, right? And the second team is the legal team. This is an asset reconstruction company. So the sales teams really need to go out there and sell more and be unlimited and believe targets are possible and stretch. The legal team has a different mandate. They have to proactively support the sales guys and have very strong interpersonal bonds with them, right? Both these teams have to work together for the company to be successful. So, to repeat myself, the sales team mandate is look big, be unlimited, and go for big targets. Legal team is develop a strong interpersonal bond with the sales team so you can proactively support them, right? So they came to us and they said, okay, now what can you guys do to help us with this? And we have a very powerful mindset changing musical team building workshop called Impossible to Possible, right? Impossible to Possible is absolutely revolutionary. We invented this concept. It's fantastic for bringing people together and changing mindsets, right? It changes mindsets through introspection. It helps increase people's collaboration and how authentic they are, right, with each other. It helps them look at each other as human beings and connect more with them. It helps increase safety. People feel more safe with each other, right? It gets people out of the comfort zone and finally breaks a lot of barriers that people would be having. Yeah. So we thought, now how do we use Impossible to Possible to achieve these goals of the company, which is the sales guys need to dream big and the legal guys have to support them better. So we said, okay, we'll make a very challenging and collaborative activity, which will make them bond well. And we decided the activity would be to compose and then perform an original song, right? So we made them into teams. We did some activities and we told them, okay, can you compose an original song in 30 minutes and then perform it live, right? So this is what we did. We started with a small icebreaker, right? We did a crowdsource song like what you saw just now. We make them into teams. We gave them the challenge to compose the song. We then got them to perform it live on the stage. We gave them costumes and wigs and everything to perform like a band. Finally, we ended with the takeaways and what they learned, right? So as you can imagine, it's very powerful because it's difficult, right? People are like, "Arey, how can we compose music? हमने ऐसे कभी किया नहीं है. We never had done anything like this. We have no experience doing anything like this." But that's why it works, right? You have to let go of your ego, resignations, and just collaborate very strongly with your teammates, with your colleagues, to make it work, to compose a original song and then ultimately win the prize, right? So this was how we did Impossible to Possible for Edelweiss. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a small video of all of this in action. What happened in this program? How did Edelweiss react? What did they feel? Some videos of the event also. So this is what happened. It's called Impossible to Possible, a very powerful music-based workshop, and this is what we did.
Very nice. Amazing. It's amazing.
It was a lot of fun.
Unbelievable. It was very immersive, engaging, at the same time very innovative to convey the message of organizational goals.
They were so amazing.
एकदम छान होता एकदम सुंदर
The wonderful musical experience, which will be always very close to our heart and it's mind boggling.
setup where you actually end up learning in a fun way.
I started sharing. I really get attached to my colleague Nidhi. I met her first time.
I felt a sense of confidence in each other. वो कभी कभी इंटरव्यू दिया है मैं उस टाइम पे जो फीलिंग आती है
You start empathizing more, you start respecting that person more, and you start looking at that person very differently.
So I enjoyed it all. हमने तो लूट लिया The learning has been great, and this will be a great launching pad for all of us to take our performance to the next level. Thank you.
Because there was nobody senior, there was nobody junior.
We wanted our team to think out the box and be unlimited, which they were able to communicate very, very effectively.
Oh, let's sing the same song all day long. See your song, perhaps this track can stay strong.
I would honestly recommend anybody who's watching this, give it a try once. What we thought it is impossible for us, ultimately we did it.
It was beyond imagination. We should use it more. Thank you.
So that was impossible to possible. That was how we used a music-based team building program to achieve certain organizational results. And this is what we did for them, the kind of feedback that we got. Yeah. So with that, we come almost to the end of this session. We have a special surprise to all of you who are here. This is a song that we made for JMA, right? So Kushal will come on the stage and perform this song for us. After which we can open this up for question answers. So Kushal, over to you, G.
In the city of Jamshedpur where knowledge blooms, JMA stands strong, breaking through the gloom. Managers united in a powerful array, from ministry and academia lighting up the way, from factories to classrooms, NGOs to firms. JMA's embracing every heart confirms a diverse family with a vision so clear, empowering all there's nothing to fear. Oh, JMA, you're the guiding star, bringing brilliance from near and far. With wisdom and skill, we all ascend. The world of management forever will transcend. Sparta's happiness is a joyful sight, connecting with JMA in the purest light. Masterclass moments where knowledge blooms in this partnership. Our spirit zoom in this partnerships. Our spirit zoom in this partnership. Our spirit zoom.
Thank you so much, Kushal.
Thanks a lot.
And
Thank you, guys.
With that, we are coming to the Q&A part. So the floor is all yours now to the participants of this webinar. I'd love to hear your questions and any thoughts about impossible to possible, for example. All of that. Oh, by the way, I'm just seeing now. Thank you for your kind words, Saikat, Jalinder, and Sangeeta.
The forum is open for Q&A. Participants are requested to direct their questions or comments to Anirvachan or Kushal, anybody of us. Okay, so I'm guessing that everybody agrees that music changes moods and music changes lives. As you've said, that music moves people. So we have a question here by Saikat. How did you so quickly compose this song? Did you use any software, Kushal?
By the way, which song? The first one, the crowdsourced one, or this one, the second one?
The crowd shows one, I'm sure.
The crowdsourced one. Yeah. So, if I'm allowed to give a little bit detailed answer, I can give. Uh,
Please, please.
so, I happen to learn classical music since the age of 7. Yeah, since 7, I was doing Indian classical. I have completed my Bisharat, a complete bachelor's in Indian classical music. So, in that, what I just did right now, we do it for an hour. We don't particularly use words, but we use musical notes and create so many melodies. So melody creation becomes easy. And as I have the practice of writing more and more songs, I started realizing that yes, writing songs has become faster for me. So earlier when I started writing songs, it used to take 2 hours, 3 hours, or sometimes a day to complete writing a song. But now when I write a song, it takes 1 hour for me to just write a song that kind of sounds like a Bollywood song. But when it comes to doing something like crowdsourced, in which you have to have be very conversational with your song, it takes lesser time. So yeah, that has how I've been able to do it. I hope I've been correct with the
Yeah,
answer, good with the
I
answer.
I think the simple answer is talent plus a lot of practice.
Definitely.
Thank you, Bharti, for your kind words.
Yeah.
Any more questions from the participants? You can also put them in chat box. So my question is, how do you consciously incorporate music in your daily life to make things easier psychologically and even on the work front?
In my experience, knowing that you want to address a problem already takes you halfway to the solution, right? So when you know ki, array, I'm getting a little stressed out at the end of the day, I'm getting a little tired, you can then take steps to overcome it. So there's a really nice concept on YouTube. Search for lo-fi playlist. That's LO-FI. These are tracks which are like designed to be more calming, more relaxing, at the same time also give you a lot of focus. So this is also sometimes if you search for lo-fi work music or music for studying, right? This music is very, very helpful and powerful in kind of playing a trick on your brain, on your mind to be able to do better.
Okay, so you mentioned lo-fi. Can we put this in the
Yeah,
chat box for the audience?
yeah, that's lo-fi music. I just put it on the chat box. Search for it on
Okay.
YouTube. You'll see plenty of playlists of lo-fi music. There are different genres of lo-fi music. There'll be lo-fi classical, lo-fi this, lo-fi that, synth wave, vaporwave, things like that. So choose whatever one that you like.
Okay, wonderful. I think somebody's mic is on.
Okay, so that's it. So what I'm going to do is I want to just put on the screen my LinkedIn. Please feel free to contact me if you have any other questions. And if you would like to know more about how music can help your organization, you can reach us through JMA. Asmita will be happy to connect us.
Definitely. We have another
So with
question in
that,
the chat.
oh, good. We have one more question. Okay, one moment. Let me just open that up. Okay.
What kind of instrumental songs are useful in mental stress minimization during office hours?
The same, lo-fi music is very helpful for this. But having said that, Kushal, he's a musician. Maybe he'll have a different answer. Kushal, over to you.
So, if you use Spotify, I have been using Spotify a lot for listening to music. I just go on to peaceful pianos and all those other playlists. You can have a variety of musical pieces like lo-fi. Lo-fi is one of the best to have. Along with that, you can listen to pianos, Indian instruments like sitar, sarod. These are very peaceful. Santur is one of the best instruments to hear if you are stressed out because it gives you a feel as if you are in the mountains. So definitely check out these instruments along with the peaceful pianos. I will write all of these in the chat. Yeah. Sorry, yeah, that's just a spelling mistake. Yep.
Wonderful. Thank you. So, if there are any
I think one
questions,
question from Bharti Kumari. I think she's raising her hand. So Bharti,
yeah,
over to you.
Bharti, please go ahead.
Bharti, you can either type or you can unmute yourself and share. Other way is fine.
Bharti, you've raised your hand. Do you have a question for us? Okay.
Okay,
All right.
that's very sweet. Thank you, Bharti.
She's
You're most
maybe
welcome.
giving a high five. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Okay, so I think that brings us to the end of the session. This really has been wonderful. I was very much intrigued with the concept of team collaboration and engagement with music. And we are looking forward to having more collaborative events with you at a larger scale. And thank you again, Anil, Kushal, and the whole team for being on the JMA forum and making it a wonderful evening. Thank you so much. And I love to thank our audience who has been very participative. And we bring such webinars regularly every month. So please follow us on social media for getting regular updates. Thanks a lot. And we will see you in the next event. Thank you.
Thank you, Smita.
Thank you so
Dear
much.
Thank you,
GMA.
Ashmita.
Wishing you all the very best.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. Have a good evening. Bye.
Bye.